EasyCube is the RTS portal which transforms data into information. Company information systems contain large quantities of data which can be obtained directly, like all processes, and in all company sectors. In order to make decisions, both on a daily basis and in the mid to long term, this data must be transformed into information. These calculations, usually carried out on Excel files, take a long time, and manual processing does not guarantee precise results. It's fundamental to have information relating to costs, profit margins and performance in order to win in this sector. Knowing the profitability of each product, of each client, in each sector of the market, on each production line, and in every area is the basic element of competitive advantage. Corrugated cardboard is a vertical sector which works mainly on a made-to-order principle. Using RTS solutions, the calculation and control of the profit margin are carried out systematically for each order, from the acquisition phase to dispatch. The cost evaluation structure is always the same when preparing an estimate, for acquisition analysis, and for controlling the final balance. For a consistent comparison of all the data, the parameters kept under control are added value, contribution margin, and gross margin. Making use of the powerful click view technology, EasyCube systematically gathers and processes data from management, production, or external systems. Many analysis and evaluation notes are generated and can be consulted simply and immediately. But how can we evaluate preparing an estimate and the acquisition of orders? This instrument allows us to evaluate the level of profit margin for incoming orders, to evaluate the sales strength and product typologies. Clear highlighted alarms indicate problems at a glance. We see how it is possible to control the added value performance and the contribution margin with a few simple clicks. We compare the data with that of the previous year by client, by agent, or by category of goods. We can immediately observe the increases in green and the decreases in red. Among the many ways of visualizing data, the dispersion graph is extremely efficient at giving an immediate idea of client position or product typology. The further a dot is from the point of origin on the y-axis, the greater its impact on the turnover. The further we move away from the x-axis, the greater the difference compared with the previous year. The dispersion graph for turnover, added value, contribution margin or gross margin transforms data into basic information to guide the company. It clearly shows the areas for improvement and indicates areas for consolidation. The task of checking data does not end, however, at acquisition, but continues on a daily basis and systematically even during the normal production cycle and dispatch of the order. Collecting end data continually, EasyCube is able to base analyses and evaluations on real data. The cost of goods sold, at the basis of the statistical system, corresponds perfectly to the financial records. Special control procedures allow perfect balancing between statistical data and the management system. EasyCube allows us to study the performance of components by cost over time. This graph clearly illustrates the profit margins reached. Comparing estimated costs with actual costs, we can verify the accuracy of the system for preparing estimates, or we can highlight anomalous gaps. For example, the graph represents actual values in the histogram and the estimated values with lines. We can note that the added value estimate and the actual data are very similar, as with the contribution margin, while the gross margin is further from the estimate. As we saw previously with estimated values, it is possible to consult the dispersion graph even with current data. The power of this analysis instrument is particularly evident in the possibility to study one element in detail, component by component. In this example, we are analysing the profit margin by sector of the client's activity. Selecting one sector in the green area of the graph, we can see how, examining by client, situations of elements positioned in the red area can be identified. This is an example of how the system allows us to intervene in a targeted way to improve positive situations further. In summary, EasyCube is automatically supplied with daily data, guarantees accurate information which can be verified continuously, supplies the right information at the right time, allows continual monitoring of performance and company profitability, suggests targeted indications, and facilitates efficient actions in order to maintain a competitive advantage.